Hey, I'm Matt Groll, Vista Homes. Thanks for joining us today. We're going to talk about roofing today. So roofing is a very fun topic. So there's a lot of conversation about the best shingle out there, right? I'm not a shingle expert by any means. In the old times, they talked about 30, 40, 50-year shingle. Now they don't really use that nomenclature anymore. I think mainly because they got tired of saying it didn't last for 30 years when it's supposed to be a 30-year roof. So now they just pretty much have your basic and your high grade shingle, which they say is equivalent to 30 to 50. So there's a lot of options. You can do 3-tab, architectural, single tab. There's a lot of different options as far as the look that you want. 95% of our shingles are architectural, which is the kind of the mismatched texture. So you actually looks like a shake pattern per se. So there's no definition of tabs. And that tends to blend things a little bit better and be less eye-catching if things aren't perfectly aligned or if you have to replace things. So that's like what you call an architectural style. A lot of colors to choose from. I'd say 80% of our homes use a black onyx color. So that's typically what we see for our asphalt shingles. Underneath that, we will do, so right after we frame it, we're going to dry up the home and we put a weather barrier on the roof, and that helps us keep moisture or rain and snow out of the home. And we'll do that, allow the electricians and plumbers and HVAC to put what they have to through the roof. Once they put all their things through the roof, we're going to quickly put the shingles down on top of that. So in the old days, they used tar paper. If you remember the old tar paper, you had the little nails, you hit them like that. So things have advanced there, so we don't see tar paper hardly anymore. What we see is a synthetic material membrane. So it's lighter, it's thinner, but it's better for moisture and longevity. And that's what you're gonna see on most of your houses. It can be blue, white material. They roll it out, staple it down like they did in the old days, and that is what they use instead of tar paper. Another thing that's different from the old times is they use what they call the ice shield barrier. So this is because think about the roof of a house, the roof overextends the walls. And so inside that area of the home, you have all that heat coming up that can come up and help the snow melt on the roof. But the heat can't come up on the eaves of the home, which stick out over. So they put ice barrier on the eaves just to help, because they know the snow's not going to melt as quickly over there and can accumulate as it comes down the roof. So they'll put that ice shield on the ends just to prevent any kind of ice damming is what they call it, and to help that stay moisture free. And so you'll see ice shield on the eaves. You'll also see it on the valleys. So that's where the two roof lines will come together, just to make sure, because that's another area of high potential for leaks, is in those valleys when you're crossing the shingles and potentially get a lot of moisture running down there. So they'll put ice shield there, as well as if you have a cricket. A cricket is where they build a little bridging roof line over two roof lines, and that could be like against the wall. So if you have a dormer or something, you have a roof coming like this, they'll build a cricket to help push the water around there. And so we'll put ice shield on that whole wall, just so if ice and snow ever build up against that wall, it can not work its way back down the siding and into the home. So ice shield is pretty cool stuff. Obviously has a higher cost to it, but it is worth every penny that you use. It's good stuff. So that's kind of shingles. We'll do drip edge, a metal drip edge around the house. We'll make sure that drip edge color matches the softened fascia of the home. So that's something in your selection meeting you'll pick out to make sure that color is the right color, because it's done one of the first things that's done on the framed home. If you don't like shingles, you can go to metal roofing. Metal roofing is more expensive, but longevity is fantastic. Metal roofing can last for decades. The old days, they just had green, red, and silver. Now they have all kinds of colors, all types of styles. So it's a really good product. Metal roofing has a couple drawbacks, I would say. One, cost. Two would be, in this environment, snow load. So it's fantastic for getting snow off the house, but that's exactly what it does. It gets snow off the house. So when snow accumulates, an asphalt roof will stick up there and slowly melt, drip down into your gutters, over your drip edge, into your gutters and down the gutters, and controlled water release, right? Whereas metal roofs, it just gets to the point to where that barrier between the snow and the roof gets melted, and it just turns into a slippery slide, and all that snow and ice is going to come off really quickly. So which can damage your gutters, it can rip your drip edge off, and worst case, hurt somebody down below and or stack up huge piles of very dense, hard, icy snow over your sidewalks and steps. So what you have to do in many areas is have ice guard, snow guard. So it's some type of mechanical solution over areas of porches and sidewalks or driveways so you don't get that snow coming off. It essentially holds that snow and ice up to allow it to melt, to come off in a controlled way. So that snow and ice guard, for whatever reason, is not cheap. It's more expensive than you'd think. So that's just a cost concern with metal roofing. Again, metal roofing is awesome. You see it in a lot of areas with high snow because it just gets the snow off quickly and allows that weight burden to not be on your roof. So something to think about with metal. You have your traditional 3-tab. You also have your standing seam. It just depends on the style you want, so you can really pick and choose whatever you'd like to have there. With regards to asphalt shingles, there's different types of vents. You can have turtleback vents. So it literally looks like a turtleback that's on there that allows the humid air to flow in and out of your home as necessary per environmental conditions, and dry air or humid air, whatever you're trying to acclimatize in your attic space. Or you can have an attic vent. So on the very top ridge of your home, you actually hold back the sheeting like 2 inches, so it's exposed on both sides 2 inches into your house. And you put this vent on there, that allows air to come up through that mesh material and vent out. And you put shingles on top of that. Total personal preference, whether you like the turtleback design on the back side of the home, or whether you just have you don't want turtlebacks at all and you just want that ridge cap. Similar in price, maybe a little bit more for the ridge vent, but not as much as you'd think. So personal preference there. Again, roofing, great topic. We have a fantastic subcontractor. We've never had a leak with him, and that's awesome. So he does a great job. We love using him and the products that he recommends. So anyways, that does it for roofing. Thanks for joining us today. Like us, subscribe us, share us, and join us next week. Thanks. Have a good day. Bye.